Anybody who tells you that lifting under fatigue is bad for you or not what you should be doing is not only wrong, but they're actually harming your potential to live a higher quality of life. In this video, we're not only going to unpack why that's wrong, but we're going to also talk about why we need to be lifting under fatigue, and we're going to do a little workout under fatigue, specifically the next vault workout. Let's go. So there are many myths in the fitness and training space, and a lot of these myths get propagated by people who benefit from selling you an idea that is their idea. So what they do is they either crap on other ideas, or what they do is they come in and sell you something that's totally fake. So the supplement world is rife with this, the training world is rife with this. There's every kind of possible misinformation out there. Now, one that's lived for a long time is that doing lifts under fatigue, specifically I'm talking about the quick lifts, the clean and jerk and the snatch, is not only not good for you, but it's actually damaging to you. Now let's talk about some real facts about the quick lifts. The clean and jerk and the snatch, both of these movements are done in the Olympics. They are a sport where people train to get the heaviest possible load from the ground to the shoulder, shoulder to overhead, and straight from the ground to overhead. Now, there are drawbacks to doing these movements in training. The drawbacks are these movements take a lot of learning. They take a lot of repetition. They take a lot of small nuancy things. There's a high level of complexity to doing a clean and jerk or a snatch well. Now, those drawbacks also happen to be some of the biggest benefits of the movement. Part of training is not just about the physiological nature of it. It's not just about stressing the body. It's about stressing the mind. So when we do complex things, it requires us to build a level of psychological complexity that is unique to doing complex things. Now, here's the truth about doing the quick lifts under fatigue. You should never do something that's outside your capacity. So if you're brand new to doing the quick lifts, clean and jerk and the snatch, you shouldn't randomly throw those into a workout where you're doing a high load or high volume under any sort of fatigue. But that's not how people who put these into workouts actually train them. The way these are supposed to be done is you get capacity in them. You learn how to do them. And then during workouts, if you're under fatigue, you're doing them at very sub-max loads and you're maintaining good body positions. In those ways, we can build a lot of great things by doing these more complex movements. So let's talk about this next vault workout, and then let's dive into how to do all the movements, and then let's do the workout. All right, so this next 80s icon is going to be GIZMO. The name of the workout is GIZMO. Right now, let's go over to the little whiteboard. We've got 12 minutes on the clock. And in that 12 minutes, we're gonna do three rounds of 200-meter run, then 3 wall walk, 200-meter run, and then toes to bar. Now this is just what the workout's set as, but we can always mess around with changing the reps, changing the movements just a little bit to suit our own abilities. After the 3 rounds is done, we rest the remainder of 12 minutes. So if you get it done in 7 minutes, that gives you 3, 4, 5 minutes to rest. Likely not gonna get it done in 7 minutes. When I'm looking at this, I look at that math and I go, this whole first 3 rounds is gonna be about 12 minutes. It's not gonna give me much time to rest. So this like rest in the remainder of the time is actually not a thing. In fact, I think a lot of us are gonna time out on this, and we're gonna get to a place where we only get done a certain amount and don't actually finish the full 3 rounds. From there, we're gonna jump straight into the snatches, because then after it, you do 45 double dumbbell snatch. That's not gonna be super easy, especially with the fact that your midline is going to be a little tossed. Your abs and your erector is going to be a little tossed from these wall walks and these toes to bar. Toes to bar is closing. Wall walk is opening and stabilizing. So it's going to be fried. So we need to make sure that when we move to this dumbbell snatch portion of it, we're actually moving really well and we're doing a load that is appropriate for us. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be fun. Main thing is we just got to get it done. So let's talk about how we move under fatigue and why it's actually important. There are 2 big things that people talk about with not doing complex lifts under fatigue. Number 1 is injury, and number 2 is it's not giving you the kind of physiological gains that you could get by doing things slow and controlled or eccentric. So let's combat those 2 main big points, and then we'll layer on stuff as to why they're important otherwise. Number 1, are they dangerous? Well, yeah, they are dangerous. They're just as dangerous as living life. Life is one of those things that we can't avoid doing dangerous things. You drive a car, that is significantly more dangerous than anything else you will ever do in this gym. But when it comes to moving your body through space, there's an increased danger when two things happen. One, loading increases. Two, speed increases. I guess three, complexity increases and ability stays the same. So those three things, when you look at them, you'd be like, yeah, when you go to do fast lifts under fatigue, higher likelihood of injury. But if you just learn how to move your body well, not too hard, stay lighter for yourself, not too hard, and understand that there's value in stressing the system while being under fatigue, then it kind of negates those things. By doing this, you decrease the potential for injury as you move through life. Let me talk about that. I just got back from skiing. I was skiing with my family, and because I train the way I do, I feel fine. My ankles feel fine, my back feels fine, my knees feel fine, my shoulders feel fine. Am I a little fatigued and bruised around my foot where my boot was sitting? Yeah, but is my back thrown out? Are my knees messed up? The way that I train allows me to use my body dynamically in the world. It allows me to live a higher quality of life. So for me, that's worth it. I'm a father who can say yes to all the things that his kids want to do. I'm not a father who doesn't. And that's the most important thing to me. So I'm going to train to support that. The other argument that people will make with relation to doing the quick lifts like clean and jerk and snatch is that they're not going to give you like big muscles. I would just like to point out what Olympic lifters look like. They're probably the most physically beautiful people that exist. They're so proportionate and they're so rad. I mean, there's of course like super heavyweights and stuff like that where they just gain mass, but look at Olympic lifters and be like, yeah, I don't want to be that. So first and foremost, that's bullshit. It's not going to not give you those things. But I also don't think your only goal should be physique. I think that's an immature way to train, and that's up to you. But one day you'll realize that being able to use your body is far more important than being able to look at your body. Anywho, those are the big reasons that we do these quick lifts under fatigue. And why under fatigue? Well, because it's important to be able to move our body well while tired, because we don't get to just walk through the world not tired. So it takes more focus and more energy, psychologically and physically, to maintain better positions. And by doing so, we get a lot from that. We get this ability to maintain good positions under fatigue. Let's talk about a couple rules for doing these movements under fatigue well. Number one is going to be, you need to move lighter rather than heavier. So don't use a heavier load unless you already know your mechanics are fantastic. And not kind of good, not like I think I'm doing it well, like I know I'm doing it well. I've had a coach tell me, I've seen it on video, my back looks good, my knees look good, I feel nice and warm. That's the only time you get to be going heavier rather than lighter. So err on the side of too light rather than too heavy. It's always going to be better to come back another day and maybe do a heavier load than to not be able to come back because you let your ego get in the way and you went too heavy. So that's rule number one. Err on the side of lighter rather than heavier. Rule number two is about positioning over speed. So if there's requirement for speed, like today's workout, it's 45 double dumbbell snatch as fast as possible. It's actually more about staying in a better position than it is about moving fast in a slightly worse position. So if you're prioritizing speed over movement, you have those things backwards. So prioritize movement over speed and then speed up to put stress on your ability to move well. That's good. Not the other way around. Move fast and then try to maintain a good position. Maintain a good position and then increase speed. So prioritize movement over speed. And lastly is try to hit the range of motion. Range of motion, we talked about this in the last video, is essential to us getting the benefit from these movements. If we're not going all the way down at a squat and standing all the way up, we're losing capacity in our body. If we're not straightening our arm at the top, we're losing function of the shoulder. If we're not touching the ground in the bottom, we're losing our ability to bend over quite the same way. So we want to make sure that we're hitting that full range. Is it okay to occasionally have times where we don't? Sure. But when it comes to these movements, try your best to hit that full range. So those are my three big rules. Make sure, one, lighter rather than heavier, two, movement over speed, and then increase the speed if you can. And then 3, hit that range of motion. Those are those big things that we want to look for. Those are the 3 rules for using complex lifts under fatigue or in workouts. I'm gonna get warm. I'm gonna think about how I'm gonna attack this workout, and then we'll do the workout and we'll close it all down. 3, 2, 1.
Moving any slower, I would have got no rest. But that pace, just steady the whole way. I've got about 2 minutes rest. Finish in 9:13. Now try to bring the heart rate back down. Get under some control. And remember now, we're going to a complex movement, but under fatigue, under duress. So rather than just get the work done, try to move well. That's what I'm trying for. Here we go.
Yeah, go.
That was a well-programmed workout. Now what do I mean by a well-programmed workout? Well, well-programmed workouts are difficult in how they're set up to make it so you're not really resting too much. You have the ability to go hard, but not so hard that you have to keep resting for long periods of time. They maximize a work to rest ratio to where you push really hard the entire time. The beauty of that workout was exactly that. The whole front part, you wanted to get done because there was the benefit of having a bit of rest between that and the other one. And none of the movements were challenging enough to really slow down. Now, if you chose the wrong scale, you might have had to slow down, but wrong is a relative term. Wrong could be wrong for the intended stimulus, but right for your overall training for the day. And no matter what you chose, I'm going to call that the right scale for the day. But after the fact, you have to learn from it and go, okay, next time something like that comes up, in order to hit the stimulus, I got to pull back. The only time it's the real wrong scale is if you keep making the bad decision. Like every time you come back to training, you go, I'm going to go heavier. I'm going to go heavier. I'm going to go closer to that written thing. That's the only time it's truly the wrong stimulus or the wrong scale. The stimulus is there for a reason. Try to hit it. And if you miss it, it was still the right for your day. You own it. That's your freedom to do so. Fitness freedom. But learn from that. And next time, maybe choose a slightly different scale. So for me today, I chose the right scale, at least for the first part. I moved a little bit better on this toes to bar than I thought. But other than that, the wall walks were 3, easy to get done each time. I made my boys do 2, which is probably more appropriate for them. They stayed right with me the whole way and actually beat me on the last set of snatches. But then I chose those for the snatch. That was hard. I did 15, 10, 11, 9. I did 11, 9 because I wanted to do less in my final set than I did in the set previous, because psychologically that works better for me. But all in all, I think it was a well-programmed workout. Oh, well, GIZMO, done. I gotta log it so I don't miss my badge. Enjoy.